Hello, doctor. I'm Zheng Huijue, and today I will uh, talk about stabilization local AAA solution. Okay, for the first, we need prepare the AAA configuration environment. Okay, we can see here we have R1 cloud and R3. Okay, for the first step, preparing the environment. For the first system name R1, interface gigabit internet 000, and input IP address. Okay, let me check the first step. Okay, we can see here system name R1. Interface gigabit 000 and input IP address 119.A4.111.1 and 24. Same way for R3. System name R3 interface gigabit internet 000 input IP address 119.A4.111.3 and 24. Okay, for the next, okay, past the step 2, continue step 3, variety connectivity between R1 and R3. For the first, we need a P1 R1P. This, okay, let me check. Okay, for the first, we can see display IP interface brief. We can see gigabit 000 IP address, physical protocol also up. Okay, for the next, R1P 119.A4. Okay, it's here. It's here. 119.A4.111.3. Pay is successful. Okay, for the next, we need a prefer AAA configuration on R1. For the first, we need input AAA authentication scheme AUTH1 and we need input authentication model is locate. And the next, we need input authorization scheme AUTH2, and the model is local. Okay, we can see here. We can see here authorization scheme AUTH2, and the model is local. Okay, we can check it display this. We can see a domain default admit, and the AUTH and is authentication, and the AUTH2 is orientation scheme. Okay, for the next, okay, for the first step, we will do after. First, we need input AAA domain Huawei. Okay, we can see here domain Huawei And the next, we need to check it. We can see display domain name Huawei. We can see here, domain state is activity. Also the authentication is default, and the name also is default. Next, we need input authentication scheme AUTH authorization scheme AUTH2. Okay, we need a variety this display this, and we can see the information is here. Okay, for the next, we need input the local user, and the password is Huawei 123. Okay, and let me check this here. And next, local user Huawei's service type Thailand is here, and the local user use Huawei villages level 0. We can check its state activities and the other information. Okay, for Thailand service able cannot able because we need to join some service. Okay, for the next config R1 as the Thailand service use AAA authentication model. Okay, for the first, we need to use interface VTY04. Okay, it's here. We can see here, and the variety is display this. We can see the authentication model is AAA. Okay, for the next, we need input protocol inbounds and inbounds all, and we need to check it all protocol and other information. For example, Thailand protocol. Okay, for the next, we need a variety. The Thailand service on R1 has been established successful. Okay, for R3. Okay, in here, Thailand 119.A4.111.1. We need input username user 1 Huawei, and the input password. Okay, successful. We can see here R1, and we need to check P.1 119.A4.111.3 is successful. Okay, for the next, for R3 AAA authentication scheme AUTH1, and the model is local. Also for our AUTH2 is authorization scheme and the model is local. Okay, we can see here. Okay, for the next, we need to check R1, R3, and we can see here authentication scheme AUTH1 and authorization scheme AUTH2. Okay, we can check it in here, the information. Okay, for the next, we need to configure the Thailand service on R3 to use AAA. Okay, let me check. In here, Thailand service able and the user interface VTY04. Next, authentication model AAA. We can variety is, you can see here is successful. Model is AAA. And the next, we need a protocol inbox all. And here we can check it. Okay, for the next variety, the result of the implementing AAA. And for first in R1 Thailand, this. Let me check. Okay, for R1 is here, Thailand 1119 A41113. And we can check its display IP interface brief. You can see here the information. Okay, for the next, we need a interface loopback 0 and input IP address. We need to check it is successful in here. Also, we need to check it on R3. Okay, in here, interface display IP interface brief, also loopback 0 is successful. Okay, for the next last step, display domain name Huawei. Okay, in here. And the next, we display domain Huawei in here. And the last display local user name is here. Okay, in here, level is level 2. We change the 0 to level 2. Okay, for the last display user, we can see the information is here. Okay, that's all for my part. Thank you for your listening.